And I'm about to be on this video. I want to first say, people have said things about Club Shay Shay for having that platform the way that he has it. They saying he's the new Jerry Springer. I think D.L. Hughley said Wendy Williams ain't went nowhere. She just got a weight set. And to me, it sounds like y'all hating, you showing um that you could take a joke or that you could dish out trauma, that you could dish out drama, but you can't really take it when it's coming back at you. So I think that Club Shay Shay, um, although I could see how it could be used as a tool in the industry to pit black folks against each other to further cultivate that space in which black people are at each other's necks. I also am of the mind that things have to get uglier before they get better. I'm of the mind that in order to get to that next day, you got to go through that night first. So I think that is a business, of course. I think that Shannon is being really strategic in, bringing certain people on the platform so that it can ensure that he will have um, some fire ass interviews and he will continue to go to the bank and get them YouTube checks. So I definitely don't think that this is all about, yes, let's heal the black people, let's look out for black people, let's help black people, let's bring our black people together. I definitely believe that there's a where's my check? Can I get my check? Um, I'm gonna get into Monique, and I'm not fixing to say what a lot of people expect for me to say because people who have followed my platform since the beginning, while all of y'all was on that train talking down on her and saying, "Oh, she asking too much. Oh, she should be grateful to sit at the table." I was never that. We literally wrote a song, secure that bag, and mentioned her in the song, and the song got like 2,000 and something views on Facebook. So we was on Monique's side from the jump. Since that time, Monique has done a few things that have rubbed me wrong as someone who at one time considered themselves one of her sweet babies. you know um I remember one time I came in the comment section up under one of her videos on Instagram because I was triggered by always hearing her call that man daddy, her husband who she loves. I was triggered by hearing her call him daddy all the time. And Monique has never responded to any of my comments, but she did respond to that one. And, she was kind of nasty with me because I had questions about why you was calling this man, why you always calling him daddy and he's not calling you mama. Let's be clear. I've been in relationships where I've called my partner daddy, but it was an exchange of, because I know sometimes we get that paternal energy, that maternal energy, we get that nurturing energy. And my question becomes, because she always say, like on the show, she said, she fell in love with him more and more. Like she fell in love with him more and more as time went by, and he gave her, there was a little girl that was hurting and he helped, he did nurture her like a father. And I'm like, y'all been in each other's life since the 10th grade, so he had to start sleeping with you in order for you to see him as a daddy and for him to nurture you. Where was all that nurturing when you were in relationships with other dudes? Y'all had a relationship since the 10th grade. Since the 10th grade. So he had to start sleeping with you. He had to start screwing you for you to then start seeing him as a father figure and for him to start nurturing you. It was just certain things that weren't adding up for me. And also with Tiffany Haddish, a lot of people overlook Tiffany Haddish. Now, I know Tiffany Haddish has said some salty things about Monique and for, like what she said about the husband, and Monique got her back on the Shay Shay Club. But when Cat Williams was saying all the things that he was saying, Tiffany Haddish came back with receipts and called Cat Williams a lie. Everybody did not say that Cat Williams was telling the truth. And so I found it odd that you, as a black woman, looked over Tiffany Haddish. I guess that was catchback for what she said about your husband. I guess she was playing catchback because you said nobody said he was lying. But Tiffany Haddish did say Cat Williams lied on her, and she did come out and with her receipts about him lying on her. And so, you say you doing it for the sister that's coming behind you. Well, don't erase Tiffany Haddish, because that was one that said that Cat Williams did not have it right with her. Now, I love Monique. I do. I love Monique. But at some point, girl, when she said that she wasn't bitter, girl, when you say you're not bitter, sis, you are bitter. And it's okay. As someone who has bitterness, I can own my bitterness. I have something sweet on my altar, and I have something sour on my altar. I always do that. I put honey on my altar, and I put lemons on my altar. I put bananas on my altar, and I put limes on my altar. Because, baby, when I make my lemonade, I don't want no sugar water. I want to taste the tartness. I am a little bitter. Life has made me a little bitter. And I'm not messed up about it. I'm not messed up about it. I own my bitterness. But what I'm not about to do is sit up here and play in people's face and say I'm not bitter. Yes, ma'am, you are bitter. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come on here, because the algorithm has not really been my friend. But girl, you are bitter, girl, and it's okay to own that. It's okay to hold space for this. Stop trying to pretend like you ain't bitter, sis. Stop trying to pretend like you ain't bitter. I used to get mad when people called me bitter, and when people told me that I was bitter or that I had a bitter spirit. Child, I've been through some things to be bitter. You keep living. You keep going through things. And I've been that. I just did a video talking about LaToya Cantrell. And I talked about how when you're the first, you do get shadow banned. You do get, disrespected. You do get mistreated. But Monique, I also need for you to be accountable. The same thing I said about Taraja P. Henson. I love Taraja. I love her. But the grass is not greener on the other side. Y'all want to sit at them people table. Y'all want them people money. And then you get mad when you are not treated like the feature. When you are not a la carte. When you are not the main course. When you're the side. If you go to Burger King, you get 3 things. You get a drink, you get your sandwich, and you get your side. In America, the Caucasian, as sure as our founding fathers and the faces on that money is white, the main course is going to be crackers. That's the main dish. That's the main dish. Why are you upset when you want to sit at these people's table? You want these people money, and you crying because you're not the main course. If you want to be in the main course, then stay in the chitlin circuit. Stay doing black films. Stay doing black movies. Stay on that budget. But when you get into Caucasian America, when you get into white America, and you want to sit at these people's table, how you going to sit at their table and get mad? Y'all beg to sit at these people's table. Y'all shucked and jived and tap danced to sit at these people's table. Let me tell you something. When I talk, when I say what I'm saying, baby, you could search my content. You could Google my name. Don't nobody know me. I'm nobody compared to them. But baby, for my little 5 or 10 people that subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, for my little 5 or 10 people that subscribe to me on my Instagram, for my little 5 or 10 people that subscribe to me on Facebook, I have put on award-winning performances that I wrote, that I directed, that I acted, that I was the model. I've been everything to the people who have been supporting my platform. And it's not about a check, it's not about a coin, although I appreciate when I get it, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I love it. I do it because it's in my heart to do it. Everything that I have put out, all the music that I have put out, all of the paintings, all of the art, everything that I do, I don't do it because I'm trying to get master approval. I do it because it's what's in my heart to do it. And to hear y'all sit up here on these platforms with all this money and all of this access, and your dreams did come true. Oprah shucked and jived and did things she's not proud of to get to where she at, and she took shucking and jiving to a whole nother level. Tyler Perry shucked and jived and did what he had to do, cut some people's throat, did some dirty shit to motherfuckers, but he is living with that. That's his choice. He does not owe you an apology. We're not going to sit up here and act like every move that you've made, Monique, has been the most integrable move. You literally have gotten on camera and played stereotypes for the world to see. You have been a stereotype for a check. So we not going to act like you the most integrable person that ever lived, sweet baby. I love you down to the ground. Love you down. Love you. Love you. Baby, I still watch the Parkers. Watch everything you done play. Watch every movie you done watch every movie you done made. I love you, Monique. I love you for real. But you're demanding a level of integrity that you yourself do not exude. You're like, they did what they had to do to get where they are, that they've made peace with what they've done to you. Just like I'm sure just because maybe you are stepping up, maybe you are being accountable for the things that you have done in the past. Maybe you have made amends with everybody that you have wronged. But stop demanding that everybody else do what you do. We all get there in our own time. Now, since Tyler Perry is worth $1 billion, you gonna stay on him until he give you a check. Because that's what it's looking like now. I ain't gonna stop talking until somebody write me a check. That's what it's giving right now. You talking about the girls that's coming behind you. No, right now, baby, you want that money that you had to give up from standing on your principles. You want that check. That's what this giving, check. And if that's what it is, say that's what it is. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to say I'm thinking about all the money that I missed. I want my children to be okay. I want my children to be okay. Tyler, I had to stand on principle, and right now I could use a little bit more cushion. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You did what you had to do. You got it. Like, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And right now it's giving shakedown. It's giving like you on a shakedown. It's giving shakedown. Tyler Perry tap danced and burnt bridges and black people look at him a certain way. It cost him to get to where he is. He have not gotten to the level of success that he's had without his name not being besmudged. Oh, they done tap dance on this man's name. We hear rumors about him being gay, him sexually assaulting. This nigga got a Boondocks episode This a Boondocks character that will forever loom over his name. And you don't think that he is paying for his choices? Oprah Winfrey name is not as celebrated in the black community no more. Yeah, old black people love her, but these children don't look at her like that. And a lot of these children only being nice to y'all and being respectful to y'all because they want an opportunity to eat from your plate, to sit in your circle. But do they legit respect you? but do they legit respect you? Like now, so I just wanted to have a moment, because right now Monique is starting to give me, like, you need to just say what it is. You got the Netflix special. People was wrong. You always talking about you humble, but you're not. You always giving like you gracious, but you're not. You are really trying to ooze into this Auntie Titi role that makes it right for you to just sit up and just call everybody out on their shit. But it's not giving you being accountable about the fact that, hey, you saw opportunities for you to come up. You wanted that fame, you wanted that bag, and you went for it, no matter how integral the role may have been. No matter how integral the opportunity may have been. You played the stereotype. You still do it. When it comes to your check, you get on stage and you give us a complete stereotype. And then you get off the stage and it's my sweet babies, I love you for real. Like I watched your comedy show, and despite what everybody else saying, I thought it was funny. I did think that you cussed a lot. I did think that there was so much cursing, it was hard to get into the jokes for me. And I mean, I'm like, you're a seasoned comedian. You're a seasoned storyteller. You got silver hair in your head. I kind of wish you could execute a joke a little bit better than having to, you know what I'm saying, cuss every other word. It was defeating the punchlines for me. So, but I did think it was good. I did think you shared some things from your heart, but I think that the more she tells the stories now it's just looking like I want some more money. That's what it's giving me. I want y'all to pay me. She literally said, I'm not going to stop talking about this until y'all pay me. I mean, well, she didn't say until y'all pay me, but she said, I'm not going to stop talking about this until he shows accountability. Those was her exact words, until they're accountable. So if they come out and apologize, is that going to be enough? Because this my thing. All of y'all have done cutthroat things to each other. I don't think nobody that's made it that far, that's gotten that level of success, has gotten there without doing some shady shit. Without doing some underhanded stuff. I don't think nobody in the industry that's out there really getting them checks is getting them checks without no blood on their hand. Without having to hurt somebody, without having to cut somebody out. Like all of that, I love us for real and my sweet babies, girl. You didn't get that Oscar. You didn't get to be an Oscar performer and get to the level that you got to by being just a sweet babies. You had to be a shark in the water sometime. So, this what you're requesting from other people. This what you asking for from other people. It's great if you've gotten there. If it's great that you've become this person that is accountable and that is trying, to be a better example for the next generation. I support you in that and I celebrate you in that. But if it's a shakedown, sis, just say it's a shakedown. If you want to check, just say you want to check. Because that's what them 3 hours gave me. Because I am so sick of listening that you talk about Oprah. Oprah is set in her ways. I do not think that Oprah is going to ever come out and publicly apologize. So at this point, I think you just kind of like talking to the moon. I think you just talking to the moon at this point, girl. Tyler Perry is a billionaire. Why would he apologize? It's the went so far to his head. I don't see no apologies coming anytime soon. They both of them have their fan base locked. They cross over. Caucasian people love them. And Caucasian people are not that crazy about you. Because you always my sweet baby. I love us for real. You're always, pandering to a black audience and reminding and letting white people know that you're supposed to be getting what they paying the white people. Like, you have a whole different relationship with white people. You give me very much if white people, like back in slavery time, how the mammies used to have to watch the little white children and they used to have to get them together. They were, they was the one who had to correct the little white children and get the little white children together. And I have a little bit of that spirit on me myself, so I definitely recognize it when I see it. But you have more of that mammy spirit and the mammy that would get white people together. That would really gather white people. And you're not the good nigga, the good Negro. You're not the acceptable Negro. You're the difficult Negro. You're the sassy back talking Negro. And so they have their Oprah and they have their Tyler Perry. And as long as Tyler Perry can pay black people, because he gon' hire black people. He gonna have black folks working for him. But he's going to put out something that white people will watch. That's his recipe right there. I'm gonna work with black people, but this is gonna be something that imitates white life. It's going to be something that white people could get into, with characters that white people could get into. He's going to market to white people, but he's going to use black people. It's brilliant strategy. I'm going to do some stuff that white people want to see. If it's some buffoonery, some coonery, some tap dancing, some shucking and jiving, whatever, I'm going to do it. We're going to put a budget on it. We're going to do it. And white people gonna watch it and black people gonna support it, because he gonna get all of the up and coming new black artists, cute ones, to be in it. He gonna get you some cute black people, hungry, new to the industry, just waiting for their shot. Or he gonna get you some elderly people who just never would have had a shot if it wasn't for him. He gonna strategically handpick his Negroes to play these roles, and he's going to write that script in a way that white people are going to want to watch it. And he has his recipe, and Oprah got hers. Oprah knows how to keep her mouth shut and put her head down and get her checks. And white people like that. And if she do say something, she's going to speak subliminal and talk over your head. She's not going to be direct. So, child, they mainstream. The only way I could see them apologizing to Monique is if the industry turns against them. And I don't think that the industry is about to turn against Oprah or Tyler Perry anytime soon, because these are good niggas. Acceptable. Tyler Perry is a good Christian man and believes in God and Jesus and loves Father God, King Jesus with all of his heart. He'll narrate a movie with a white Jesus in it because he loves Jesus with all of his heart. And Oprah, every now and then she might give you old Jerry curl, but for the most part, she's gonna give you her straight hair. And she's gonna talk like this. And she's going to be poised. And she's going to be in yes. And ever so. And let me stop. Okay. I was stop, but my point is, my point is, my point is, as long as they got mainstream, they good. And they're doing what they have to do to keep that mainstream audience. I'm telling you, they not finna get him right now, cause he got enough money to pay people off. He worth more than P. Diddy. Steady making it. He got enough money to pay people off right now. And he's steady making it. You know, he got the money to pay people off. He got it. He got it. And he is the gold. He's the industry's golden boy right now. I'm not going to say they ain't going to never get him. I'm not going to say they ain't going to never get him. I'm not going to say it's not coming. But from what I'm hearing, they got a lineup. They got a lineup. And he not next on the docket. You know they want him to get comfortable. They want him to get so comfortable that he let his guard down. They want him to get so comfortable that he feel like he ain't got to, be the good old Christian Negro no more. That he ain't got to Father God, King Jesus, and do that holy and righteous, and he's still tippy-toeing right now. With all of that money, he's still tippy-toeing. He have to get cocky. He have to let his guards down. He's smart. He know to say shit behind the scenes. He know not to publicly show his arrogance. He know not to publicly like Jay-Z. Jay-Z publicly was arrogant. The industry, from what we witnessed, do not like public arrogance. You can say whatever you want to say behind the scenes, but don't get in front of no cameras and say it. That's what happened with Kanye. That's what happened with Bill Cosby. Public displays of arrogance and thinking that you done got beside yourself. You should always represent the good nigga publicly. That's how it's supposed to go. So as long as he's a good nigga in front of the camera, the industry gonna protect him, because If you don't protect your good niggas, then what are you left with? No matter how wrong they are, no matter how many mistakes they make, no matter how much bad they do, as long as they know their place. See, P. Diddy got beside himself a few years back. And P. Diddy started too hard trying to unite black people with Revolt Television and, started doing that advocacy work and all that. P. Diddy started smelling himself because he had all that money. P. Diddy forgot his place. They start getting mad at you when you forget your place. You want to sit at these people's table. You want to eat these people food. You want to experience the type of wealth and the type of access that these people have. But I'm going to close the video out with this. You will never be the main course in white America. It's not designed that way. And so when I hear black people sitting up complaining, I don't think that Monique was wrong for asking for more and asking for what she felt she was worth. But I'm also going to say this. In hindsight, it's 2020. I was just jumping on the bandwagon back then. I'm not saying that what Caucasian people are doing is right. I'm not saying what the industry is doing is right. I'm just saying what reality is. If I have my own production company and I'm putting on a show and my audience is predominantly black people, and I get and there are black people who love black content, and I'm bringing two people on my show, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the demand is higher for the black person, I'm probably gonna pay the black person more, even if the white person got all of the credentials, all their ducks in a row. I'm probably not gonna pay you the same because your demand for this audience. Yeah, Monique got the Oscar, but what did you get the Oscar for? They gave you that Oscar. When they gave you that Oscar, they gave you that Oscar because they wanted that. It was more about what they were saying. Look at what they gave you an Oscar for. Just like look at what they gave Halle Berry an Oscar for. They gave her an Oscar for getting screwed by that man in Monsters Ball. Getting screwed by that old white man in Monsters Ball. They gave you an Oscar for playing a mama who had every problem in the world, disenfranchised poor. Like they gave you an Oscar for becoming the avatar for that type of black woman, the broken black woman, as you called Taraja. And Taraja is not like you kept saying. My sister was sitting before the camera broken. That sister was sitting before the camera broken. Taraja not broken. She was hurt. She was disappointed. But that lady ain't broken. That lady was not broken. Maybe tired, maybe aggravated, maybe upset, but not broken. You are an amazing storyteller. My spirit is telling me your journey is just as important as the destination. There's a reason why you experience the pitfalls, because you are forged out of those spiritual growths. The struggle a caterpillar endures emerging from the cocoon gives the butterfly its strength to fly. And I definitely agree with that. I think that everything that, I think that everything that we all go through, some of it's meant, I just, for one, I've never understood why our people want to sit at certain tables. Like back in the day when, black people was wanting to go and sit in restaurants and, because they wanted to go into whites only bathrooms and eat whites only pie and go into white only restaurant. I never understood that. That's like me going to a straight club that I know is super, super homo and transphobic. That's like me going to a club where black bougie people, and I know everybody in there think they better than me, and they looking at my clothes and they looking at my shoes and what kind of car I drive. Bitch, I don't want to go in no space that don't want me there. I don't have shit to prove to nobody but me. I'm not begging for acceptance from nobody, because if you the type of person that desires that feeds off of that, somebody, idolizing you and looking up to you and putting you on a pedestal, and I got to come in licking your boots and I have to get into it. So if that's the spirit I got to have to be in your presence, what does that say about my self-esteem? Not finna let you break me down before you decide to bless me. Cause they call that vetting a person. You're not finna break me down and colonize my mind in order for me to be able to sit at your table. Like, you just hear this from all of these celebrities. Like, at some point, it's just greed. Y'all are not juggernauts. She called the people in she called Oprah a juggernaut. She called Tyler Perry a juggernaut. And this is true. Some of our black children do look at them and grow up and want to be them. But I'm going to say this. It's just because of the illusion. Just like a lot of them want to grow up and be you. It's the illusion. It's the cameras and the lights. But in real life, we know what y'all about. Clearly, them checks. It's about a check. It's clearly. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I like my money too. Certain things I ain't gonna do unless it's a check involved. But everything that I do on my YouTube channel, everything that I put out on my Instagram, everything that I put out on my Facebook, ain't nobody paying me for this. I give freely to the world. So certain things, yeah, I'm going to need my check. I puts out into the universe freely. So certain things, I'm going to need a check for. Period. And I ain't messed up about it. Certain people, I know you wouldn't fuck with me in real life. I'm going to need a check. I know I can't depend on you or count on you in real life. I'm gonna need a check. This is my theory on compensation. The reason why we require compensation from people is because you know that these people don't fuck with you in real life. You know, if it was something that you needed or some support that you needed. And see, if the world was like this, like if we lived in a world that was like that, like if you knew you could actually, get help from a person, or a person actually will support you, show up for you financially, partner with you, build with you, if you knew this was the type of relationships you could have with people, then I don't think that a lot of our people would be so hard up for compensation on the spot. You demand compensation because you know this entity that you're working with is really just using you for that moment, using you for clout, using you for capital, using your image and your likeness to capitalize off of you, tokenizing you basically. So if you're gonna use me and tokenize me, but you don't really fuck with me, you're just using me for this moment. Let me get my check. And sometimes you gotta be like that with your own people. Because your own people will use that, well, we family, we people. No. If you got it, fuck that sister shit, fuck that fam, run me my money. Cause you got it. You got corporations behind you. You got organizations behind you. You got institutions behind you. Run me my money. Now, if there's some stuff that you doing out your pocket, and I know you're a struggling artist like me, and you ain't got no institutions behind you, you ain't got no corporations behind you, you ain't got no businesses behind you. This is stuff that you're doing organically. All this is coming out your pocket. That's a different story. But I'm also going to be looking at you when you do get where you going and you do have businesses behind you. You do have organizations behind you. Is you still checking for me? Or was you just using me as a stepping stool until you got up on the plantation with Massa in the big house? Because you got to watch that too. Some people will use you to get to that next level. Then once they get to that next level, they don't know you. And I don't get mad at them because a lot of time those motherfuckers fall on their face real flat. Bitch, your decline happened really quickly. This escalated really quickly, huh? You were sitting up there, now you back down here. That was a quick trip. Cause your intentions wasn't right. So anyway, I said I wasn't gonna talk forever about this Monique thing. But the more she talk about this, DL Hughley went in on her. The more she talk about this, the more um I'm starting to see it's just like, girl, you sound like a broken record. Like girl, and I mean, I know I get upset. Like, it's some things that I have repeated and talked about. And the reason why I talked about it, it wasn't because I'm not gonna sit up here like the fact that she tried to sit up there and say that she was talking about it for the one that was coming behind her. No, girl, you bitter and you in your feelings, girl. Like, you're still wounded by this. People are looking for money to heal them, bring value to their lives. If they grew spiritually, they will connect them to self, what flows out of what would be abundance and prosperous. And I feel like a lot of us are pulling the cart before the horse. You know, we won't, like she started off the segment with saying that those people have all of this but they're bankrupt. And I don't think that Monique is spiritually bankrupt. I definitely don't feel like she's soulless, but I do feel like Mama is a little bit of a 2x4 in your eye. Mama, you are not the spokesmodel for integrity. Your career does not even speak to you being that person. And so for you to just keep calling Tyler Perry to the carpet, Tyler Perry was your ace boon coon when he was doing all that deceitful shit. And you wasn't calling him out before then. But when he played in your face, that was when it was time to start calling it out. Oprah Winfrey was the same shady woman before she did what she did to you. But you was working with them. You was getting your checks. But then because I promise you, they didn't just get shady after they did something to you. They didn't just get like that when they did something to you. How they got in a position to blackball you was because of the shady things that they were doing. The shady legacy that they had. That's how they got the power and the position and the capital. That's how they had the resources to blackball you, because of how they was moving before they did what they did to you. And it wasn't a problem until they did it to you. But Tyler Perry didn't just become shady when he did something to you. And if Tyler Perry would have never did that to you, you would never talk about, you would never bring his name up. If Oprah had never did anything to you, we wouldn't know nothing about how they rocking. You was cool with it until they did it to you. You was minding your business until they did it to you, and you tell people to speak up, and then you said on the show, if you came and told me you did this, blah blah blah, whoopty whoopty whoopty, I would have told you was wrong, and I would have told about it. But girl, you wasn't telling on no Tyler Perry and no Lee Daniels and no Oprah Winfrey. You just didn't want when they gave you what they was giving everybody else. That was when it was a problem. When they showed you how they was rocking, when they showed you the game, how they got to where they got. Because you better believe one thing. If Tyler Perry would have played Precious, if Madea could have been Precious, you better believe Tyler Perry would have went over there and promoted that. Tyler Perry would have did everything Massa had asked him to do. And look, like Whoopi Goldberg said, I could have schooled you. Tyler Perry went in the house and let them have their way. And now he a billionaire. At the end of the day, what you want? You want your integrity or you want a check? Because you confusing me. I don't know which one you want. I don't know if it's integrity or a check. Because you keep expecting people who showed you who they are, who showed you, hey, this what it is, and this is what it's going to be. I'm going to continue to stack my chips, stack my coindellas. I'm billion plus. Like, this is what we're doing. Have not delineated from the script. Where's the confusion? What are you confused about? If Tyler Perry and Oprah haven't given you anything, they've given you consistency. You're consistent, and so are they. Tyler Perry ain't switching up nothing. That's a Capricorn. And Oprah Winfrey is an Aquarius right behind Capricorn. They not about to switch shit up. Oprah is more likely, but at the age she is, oh hell no. So at this point, you're just getting clout off their names. At this point, it's just clout. You just talking to be able to tell the story, and it's almost giving quicksand. It's giving stuck in a time warp. And I love Monique. I want to see her move on. I want to see her be happy. I want to see her not be stuck there. I want to see her tell her own story and not have to incorporate Tyler Perry and Oprah in it, because it just looks like black people coming for black people. This utopia that you're imagining with black people, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen as long as y'all trying to eat from a white industry. It's never gonna happen. Would you be happy if Tyler Perry gave back those billions of dollars that have come from white people? And Oprah gave back those billions of dollars that come from white people and then say, we want to come back to black people and all be happy together. Because you love us for real. You want them to give up their wealth and come on back to black? Because it's not about to happen, fat. Not about to happen, love. Not about to happen. People not about to do that. When you seek to sit at their table again, you are not going to be the main course. That just is what it is. And if you want to be a big ticket, if you want to be if you want to be somebody and really, really go as far as Tyler Perry and go as far as Oprah Winfrey, you're going to have to do some shucking and jiving. You're going to have your tap shoes ready. You're going to have to wear a few tap shoes out. You're going to have to eat shit. You're going to have to kiss ass. You're going to have to do a lot of that. And you're going to have to do it gleefully. You're going to have to tell stories that pit black folks against each other and exalt Caucasian people. You're going to have to you're going to have to do a lot of stuff. And you got to be cool with that. And hey, maybe you could turn around and leave your money to somebody who represent the total opposite of what you represented. You can make those billions of dollars and die and leave your money to somebody who is totally the opposite of you. And who's going to like that could be the back door. So it's redemption for everybody. Tyler Perry could drop dead or pass on and leave his money to a rebel like me. Let me stop. But Oprah Winfrey could pass on and die and say, you know what? Let me put a $10 million in Kaneem Mafa account. Tila Lorraine Love. Let me put 10 million, 20 million. You know what I'm saying? Bless her, cause you know what I'm saying. She ain't nothing like we is. They ain't nothing like we is. So we gonna go ahead and bless them. So redemption is never out of reach. You never know what people got cooked up. People could tap dance their whole life, and then on their deathbed or when they on their way out, they could give their money, pass the torch to somebody who represents the total opposite of them. So redemption can happen in the final hour. So I'm saying what you done and what you've been doing, but let's be clear. I never think that a person is hopeless. I never think that a person is irredeemable. I love Tyler Perry. I love Oprah Winfrey. I have a great amount of respect for Oprah Winfrey. I have a great amount of respect for Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is extremely talented, extremely driven. Oprah Winfrey is extremely talented, extremely articulate, extremely driven. But just because I love you, it doesn't mean I'm not going to call it what it is. That's why I don't sit up here and lie and say I'm no biological female. That's why I don't sit up here and argue about genetics. But I'm not finna let you call me no man. Because I've never identified with that construct. Yeah, I was born with a penis that I got rid of. I've lived my life, most of my life, as my foremothers, moving in my foremothers' lane. So that's what I resonate with. Yeah. But you don't have to call me she if you don't want to. You can call me they. And you can call me Kaneem. Call me by my name. Shit. So I'm not fucked up about biology. I don't sit up here and argue with y'all. I'm a woman. I don't argue with y'all about shit like that. Because I'm of the mind, hey, I was born a certain way. It is what it is. But I'm not fixing to let you put me into a box that I never fit in. Redemption is possible for everyone, you know. So I'm not gonna say that Tyler Perry can't change, in his older age. I'm just gonna say I don't see it happening. The bigger lesson is you always have to fall in line in someone else's house. Period. I'm being like, I like the way you did that. I like the way you did that. Now the question is, how much are you willing to accommodate without going against your values? Right. I like the way you put that. This is not, our ancestors were here. There were some of our ancestors was here before this. She said, when we got off the boat and and that mentality of, we all were slaves and we all came from another land. All my ancestors didn't get off no boat. Some of them was already here. Some of them was here before America started. And that's a problem in the conversation for me. Some of my ancestors was already here. I don't have to draw power from another place. I am not an immigrant. I was here before America was America. But there was a battle that was fought. So we were told. White folks won. And they created a government. So all white men in the room. They wrote a constitution. All white men signed it. Money was distributed with all white faces on it. And it's been that way for 200 years. When we vote, when we sign up to be voters, when we go to the doctors and the school systems and all of when we obey the law, when we follow all of the things within these systems, we are deciding to participate in in what they've created. It is their house. Now, should we just lay down and roll over and just accept everything? Hell no. But let's be realistic. If you want to be on their platforms, you want their Oscars, you want their Grammys, you want to be on their Netflix, you want to be on, their Hulu, you want to be on their streaming sites, you want all of these things. How you gonna go over there knowing black folk ain't but 15% of the population and be like, I want what you giving this white woman, I want what you giving this. We already know what the business is. Like, like in Africa, there's majority black people over there. Unfortunately, the money is worth a lot less. But if you was in a country where you were the predominant race and you were the predominant, like if black people was 60% of the population and black people had the most wealth and were creating the most wealth, like our wealth consolidated was where all the money was coming from. Black people generate a lot of money. Black people give shit swag. This is something we're not gonna take from black people. But the wealth that we generate compared to what Caucasian people generate, it is not the same. If it was, then Beyonce would have won for album of the year. The reason why Taylor Swift, a person whose songs I know none of, won, is not because she's the best. It's because she is a cash cow and she makes them people money because of the ability to market her. Paris Hilton is a cash cow. What's her name that was married to Kanye West? Is a cash cow. These people, these white women make money because All the white people, all the white women are celebrating them, and a lot of women of other races secretly idolize them and view them as the standard. Kim Kardashian, yeah. A lot of people view these, even if it's not right, it's just reality. A certain type of woman is viewed as the standard, and so she is making the, and they're pushing. Let's be clear, you could push black women on us in the same regard. Black women are beautiful, black women are gorgeous, black women to me are some of the most beautiful beings on the planet. And if you were to force it down our throat, then of course, if you put um Lupita in our face like you put a Paris Hilton or a Kim Kardashian or a Taylor Swift in our face, we would think that Lupita, that's how it is in South Africa. That's how it is when you go to Africa. That's how beautiful, aesthetically attractive black women are pushed in your face in Africa. You're gonna see braids, cornrows, bald heads. You're gonna see it all. You're gonna constantly on the soap operas. You see black women with all type of hairstyles, not just straight wigs like over here. You see that constantly, constantly, constantly. They put beautiful black women in your face like they put beautiful white women in your face over here. And because it's in line with the vision of our founding fathers, it's in line with why our Constitution was created, why our government has had only one black president out of what, like 50? And he's half black. So everything has to go together. Everything has to match. And so um trying to I'm tired of seeing people who look like me so stressed out and so broken from feeling like the system is failing us when the system was never designed to empower you. It was never designed for that. This system was not like, I'm tired of us trying to pretend like this was the intention behind the system. It never was meant to do that. And like, I hate going down this rabbit hole where we constantly sit up here arguing for some shit that was never supposed to be. Like, in a sense where it says, oh, Monique, you're a fat black girl, you should be happy to come to the party. Monique, that's not how you was being treated when you were doing black clubs. When you were on the chitlin circuit with black people, nobody was saying, "Oh, you should be happy to come to the party." No, Monique, when you got into the white people world, when you started making that white folks money, when you started getting invited in them white spaces, when it started being white producers and white and when that's when you became the fat black girl. And I hate to break it to you, but if that's what you wanted and that's how bad you want it, you should be happy. If you wanted it that bad, if you wanted to be famous that bad, then you should have been the happy fat black girl. Just like if I wanted it that bad, I should be the happy black tranny. I should be the happy black tranny. I got HIV and I'm a black tranny, and they let me come sit at the table. I got crooked teeth and a big nose. It's like that in other countries like India as well, except it's lighter skinned women of color that are uplifted in those countries, even though the majority of people are darker skinned. Yeah, so I think that that's a tradition. Like, we try to act like in every race there's not darker skin, but that is these other races' way of aligning themselves, because a lot of us are helping to support white supremacy. White supremacy is not a it is not a um it's not a it's not just white people. Like black people be saying, it's not our job to dismantle white supremacy. Well, actually, it's all of our jobs because all of us help to build up white supremacy. Like, it's all of our jobs. It's not just white people's job to dismantle white supremacy. It's all of our jobs. It's Asian people jobs. It's black people jobs. It's Hispanic people jobs. It's all of our jobs because we the ones, all of us look at our children, and when that little light-skinned baby come out with that curly hair, we go, you so pretty, you so cute. How white people gonna dismantle that? How white people gonna dismantle colorism? Oh, you got good hair. How you go? How white people gonna dismantle? Well, how is it white people's responsibility to dismantle that? It's not their job by themselves to dismantle. They need to do their part. But if they try to do it themselves because of how they're groomed and how they're raised, it's gonna look like exploitation. It's gonna look like tokenism. It's gonna look like fetishism. It's gonna look weird if white people just all of a sudden start trying to put black people everywhere and use black people all the time. Because when we look at them doing it now, we be side eyeing the shit like, what's this about? We all have to do that. We all have to stop thinking we need to send the light skinned girl or we need to send the white person or, or hiring white people to be the representation. We all got to stop playing into it. We all gotta stop chipping in. We all created this mess. Yeah, they were able to follow through with it, but they wouldn't have been able to follow through with it if we wouldn't have succumbed to it. The slaves got free, and the slaves didn't. We need a white Martin Luther King because he would appeal to the white demographics. Okay, now if we had a white Martin Luther King, and he was legit like a real Martin Luther King. I just sincere white people are rare. Like, they be sincerely assholes. Some of them, most of the ones I know, but sincere white people who are not, around here, um, trying to pretend like they really, really care or like they really down, and they just going through a white guilt moment. But like white people who really, cause like, and in Caucasian people defense, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they are groomed to be like they are from a very young age. They are groomed to be for themselves, to stab you in the back, to turn on you the moment it gets hard. And I saw that when COVID happened. Like COVID made a lot of Caucasian people show their true colors that was in my circle. When them Caucasian people started dying and they started getting sick during COVID, baby, when I tell you a lot of white people who I thought was my friends, Baby, COVID made some of them white folks show their true colors. It's all the white people who was down for the movement and down for the struggle. Oh, bitch. They was like, fight that shit. I, I need to be around my white people, baby. We got each other. COVID showed you some stuff. COVID. COVID was the reveal, baby. Some of my white friends, I was like, so like finding sincere Caucasian people is hard because Caucasian people are so indoctrinated and so brainwashed. And even our light skinned Indians, it's like you got like 2 or 3 drops of melanin, and you over here talking about cultural appropriation. Chill, boom. Cause you get around them white people and sing a whole different story. Then you want to get around black people and talk about cultural appropriation. Shell boom. Like, don't be trying to police white people and tell white people what they can't do, because then behind the scenes you giving a whole different language. Like, we just have to have a conversation about colorism. Black people, we need to heal from colorism. We need to have a conversation about colorism, and we need to really, really heal from colorism. And before we heal from, once we heal from colorism and we're really, really ready to sit in that and we stop, because this is the reason why they kept saying the messenger, the story that they told about, the story that they told about Rosa Parks. This is why that's true, because we champion, our light-skinned people. We champion us, our biracial children. We champion them. We those are our great biracial hopes, our great light-skinned hopes. Let's just go ahead and keep it real. Like, let's just go ahead and keep it real. And until we heal from that as a people, we can't be sitting up here telling white people not to enjoy their privilege. We can't sit up here and be too upset with white people from enjoying their white privilege, when we keep motherfucking raising up great biracial hopes and great light-skinned hopes. And this is not a diminishment to light-skinned people, because my daughter, who I love like my biological child, is light-skinned. Like, a lot of the people that's closest to me is very light skinned. So it's not a put down to light skinned people, but it's just, let's have this moment where we have to just really, really just go ahead and keep it real. Period. True, when I started side eyeing Hollywood was when they started casting trans people so frequently. Sometimes it doesn't always feel genuine. And and let's be clear, they not even using trans people because they actually, let's be clear about this, and I'm gonna close out on this because I've been on this live too long and I need to go and finish doing laundry. But they're not bringing trans people to the party because they care about the LGBT community. It's not even about them trying to it's not even an agenda for them to make everybody trans. It's not that what we always trying to make it out to be. What this is really about is trans people. They started to see the money that we can bring. They started to see they want everything. The machine is greedy. We live in a capitalist society. They see this: hormones, clothes, weaves, surgeries, medicine. Oh yes, this is money. We need to appeal to that demographic. We need to capture that. We need to capture that. We need to capture that. We need to capture that money. We need to capture that market. So it's never I care. It's never about I care. It's about I can collect. I can cash in. I can swipe my card. I can calculate how much I'm going to generate from this. I can come up in my bank account. It's about a coin. They do not give a fuck about the trans community. They do not. And if you notice, the only girls that they see it for is the ones that's gonna help them push that capitalist engine. Help them drive that. They want the bougie, elitist, stuck-up girls. The ones that's gonna help them drive that machine right over poor people. You ain't getting no down to earth, spiritual, Erica Badu, India, Irie type trans woman. Honey, you getting Strong J, RuPaul. You getting Glamazon. I need this. I need that. I want this. I want that. Capitalize this. Spin that. Champagne taste. Look at my waist. Bitch, 30-inch lace. Got shit done to my face. Bitch, what? That's the girl that's gonna help drive this machine. The fuck? So, if it's not that girl, ma'am, so like I said, we have to have a conversation about colorism and how we champion certain attributes because secretly we want to cash in from how the machine is set up. We don't really want to change the system. We just want to make sure that we get our cut. Y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. Just make sure I get my check. And see, this is pretty much where I am in my life. Because I sit on here on a platform, and I'm going to sit on my platform, and I'm going to always speak the truth how I see it. My word is not law. It's not the Bible. This is just my perspective. This is my perception. My word is not the law. Okay? Let me say that out my own mouth. Child, my word is not the Bible. Everything that I do is not the most integratable. That's why I know when another bitch ain't integratable. Because everything that I do ain't virtuous and right. And you know what I'm saying? I do fuck shit too. You know. Hey. So I'm definitely not putting nobody down, but I'm not finna sit up here and lift you up and make it like you better than me, because you're not. I just feel like we need to be honest with ourselves. If it's about a check, just say it's about a check. You know, I will sit up here. I call shit out all the time on my platform, and then I will move around and go and get my motherfucking coins. But one thing that you won't say, bitch, I let you know. I don't try to glamorize it and make it look like it's something else when it ain't. I say I'm about to go up on this plantation. I'm about to go get my coins. Bitch, I tell y'all on my platform, I don't see myself as a trans person. I see myself as whole, lay lim, lay lur. I'm my mother and my father. And bitch, I go into these rooms and these groups and these spaces, bitch, and I say just what white people want to hear. I'm trans. I'm a black trans. But I can be honest about that. That's as long as I'm being honest about it. Because that is their house. It's just what Bubbles said a few minutes ago. Miss Bubbles said a few minutes ago. When you are in somebody else's house, you gotta respect their rules. This is my platform. This is my house. I'ma talk how I want to talk in my house. But when I go in your house, if I am choosing to participate and be in your house, I'm going to respect your rules. That's not me. That's not me tap dancing. That's not me shucking and jiving. That's me respecting the rules of your house. Is shucking and jiving. Is shucking and jiving when I leave out of your house and I come back on my platform and I'm now I'm gonna tell you what I might do. If it was a nasty coin, I might be quiet for a little while. Figure out how I'm gonna word it. Cause I'ma tell the truth. I'm always gonna come back and tell the truth. But I may wait a little while and be strategic at how I present the truth. But if you been following me, you gonna be able to read through the lines. You gonna be able to read through the lines, and then eventually I'm just gonna come out and call it what it was. But time has taught me strategy because because part of my therapy is being able to be honest with myself, being able to be real with myself, being able to be transparent with myself. That's part of my therapy. When I hold stuff in for too long and I'm not being honest with myself and I'm not being real with myself, I will start to physically get sick. If I'm putting myself in a situation that is harmful to me and it is not helpful to me, and I feel like I am, bartering off too much of my soul, I'm renting out a little bit too much of my soul, then I will start to get physically sick. So transparency and honesty is really therapy for me. Amen, they want me. Facts, the majority of the cast of Pose hasn't been booked that often, especially the darker skinned trans girl from the show. Oop. Baby, they used her for that season. She was that was her moment. And then they killed her off on the show. And they gave her a tragic death. We all remember how Candy died. We all remember how Candy died. Candy died and and Mother Electra became a flaming capitalist with no man, no love. She had coins. She was a flaming capitalist with no man. And the darkest skinned white woman you ever did see. My God is God today. But anyway, let me light this candle. And we're going to light this candle for the ancestors who have come, the ancestors who are coming, and the ancestors who are here. I want to just take a moment to just acknowledge all of those who have transitioned this world, all of the babies who are coming into this world, replenishing that life as we transition into the springtime and the trees begin to become vibrant again with leaves that fell last year and are now coming back on the trees. The rain is coming to bring to replenish life And so a lot of people are saying that this is a year to cleanse, but I don't think this is a cleansing year. I think that this is a, you know how when you cooking rice, as the rice is getting ready to be done, the 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 it evaporates, and so all of the excess water that's in there, it kind of burns off, it evaporates. I think that's what's happening. I think the rice is almost done, and I think that we're going through an evaporation process, and all the excess water that we don't really need, we don't want this rice to be soggy, so it's kind of like evaporating off. That's what season we're in. We're in that the water is evaporating off, and so I feel like everything that's not meant to be there is evaporating off. This the year, um, a lot of things are evaporating off. Continue being kind to yourself, darling. Know you are tapped in, can see, can see, and feel your light and purity. Oh, thank you, Miss Bubbles. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me blow out this candle for the ancestors, and thanks y'all for watching. And remember to click the thumbs up, because people be, they be shadow banning me. So, click that thumbs up if you can. Love y'all. Have a good evening.